extra day because that's stinking leap day to get to the madness. But the madness is here. Welcome to March. And more so, welcome to the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The sports animal, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and a bright orange DC. How you living?
What it do?
You all right back there?
Oh, I'm fantastic.
Happy March.
Hey, happy March.
You guys feeling good about March?
Totally. I feel fired up today.
Mortgage was due. Payday. I mean, all those things. You feel fired up about March?
Fired up.
All right. You?
Yes. This is why we do this.
Is it?
This is exactly why we do this. Why we follow college basketball, why we care about it so much, why we invest time. It's for this month.
It is here, and it is wild. Last night, there was some stuff that really mattered in college basketball. It's kind of crazy. It was watching the West Coast Conference last night, and St. Mary's rolled over Pepperdine, which I think was supposed to happen. But Gonzaga got a big win. It was kind of crazy to think Gonzaga needs to win. And I'm listening to Joe Lunardi on ESPN tell me if Gonzaga splits the Bay Area trip, they got a little leeway at their conference tournament. If they sweep it, they should be in. And if they get swept, well, that's all or nothing at the West Coast Conference. I'm like, wow, Gonzaga, 23rd in the country, 23-6, top 20 net. They rolled San Francisco at the Chase Center yesterday. I don't know how much you watch it, but Gonzaga, for everybody telling me they're not that good, dude, they look pretty nice to me. Didn't they just go to Kentucky and win at Rupp Arena?
For Gonzaga, it's an off year where they're a legit bubble team as opposed to be a national championship contender. The standard at Gonzaga, what they've said is that's a team that when you're filling out your bracket, you might not pick them to win a national championship, but usually have them Sweet 16 Elite Eight on the cusp. And they haven't been that team this year. And so for people, that means that it's an absolute failure if you're talking about Gonzaga as a bubble team. But no, they're just like all the other bubble teams this year. Moments, they definitely flash, looking like a really good basketball team, but are here because sometimes that happens.
You know, I look at what they did. They scheduled like they always do. They scheduled Purdue and Syracuse and UCLA and USC and Washington and UConn and San Diego State. They scheduled as tough non-conference as anybody in America. Their losses, and this is why I don't understand. Well, it's why I do understand it. I understand why why the computer loves them, but why they're struggling on the bubble. Their losses, and they've lost 6 games. They lost to Purdue, second in the country. Lost to a good Washington team. They lost to the defending champion and 5th-ranked UConn. So they lost to number 2 and 5. Those are 2 of their 6 losses. They lost to San Diego State, who's ranked 22nd, 20th in the country. And then they lost 2 games in conference. One of them to St. Mary's, who's a top 20 team, and then they lost a road game at Santa Clara. And everybody in America has lost a road game in their league.
Yeah, the problem is there's 2 good wins they're leaning on.
Syracuse and UCLA's getting better, but it was really bad early. SC's not, but they tried, right? My point is, it's like they scheduled. I mean, if you look at what if you would have had a schedule where they played Purdue, Syracuse, UCLA, USC, Washington, UConn, and an equivalent of San Diego State out of conference? That's 7. I mean, I don't know what more you want them to do. Now you got to win some of them, and they did, but they lost 3 of them, so they went 4-3 in those games. I think they're getting in, don't you? And I think if they sweep their Bay Area trip, I think they get off the bubble. I think they got to go to St. Mary's. If they beat St. Mary's on the road on Saturday, I think they get off the bubble, like off the Dayton thing. Don't you think?
In that moment.
In that moment, yeah. And then they go to their tournament, and let's say they lose to St. Mary's in their conference final.
The conference final might. I would expect them to be on the right side of the bubble. They could still be a first 14 because there's going to be other conference tournaments where you're looking at the Mountain West, you're looking at the SEC, when all of a sudden you got teams winning 2 or 3 games that are good neutral site games. That's still a lot of shuffling to happen.
There is. Look, I all I know is I watched that team last night, and I'm like, damn, they're pretty good. Like, that's a 10 or 11 seed that can make some noise. You know, I was telling DC about that pool we get in, where you pick one team off of each line. Yeah. Like, they're going to be an attractive 11, aren't they?
No question.
Or 10 or whatever they...
Name brand.
Yeah, well, but I mean, not just the name brand, a pretty good name brand. Opening drive, 505-246-0610. That's how you get here today. Area code 505-246-0610. On a Friday, we got a lot to do. Coming up at 8:30, we are going to talk Lobo women's basketball. Mike Bradbury's their head coach. He is going to be with us. Lobo's going to the final couple of games of the season in second place. JJ, looking forward to talking to him about his love of playing close games, because he better love playing close games, because they all are. They're winning a lot of close ones. They got their final home game tomorrow afternoon in the Pit, 2 o'clock here on the Sports Animal against Nevada. Then you go on the road. You'll finish up in Fresno, right?
Yes.
And then come home and go to Vegas and start the conference tournament. So we'll get an update from him. We'll get an update on Anaya Ogman's injury and the development of some of the young players that I know that he really likes. Coming up at 9 o'clock, Kenny Thomas will be here, the former Lobo great. We'll kick it with Kenny. We'll talk NBA stuff. We'll talk Lobo men's basketball, and he'll tell you how they go on the road and win in Boise, which is, I mean, you know, as you sit around for a week and stew on that Air Force loss, and watch everything that's happening around the country, you got to find one. I mean, you got to find one, Carter. And that's a place where you might want to find one. You watch any of the Aggies last night? They were on. Pete Gillen had the Aggie game last night. Did you catch that?
A rough stretch.
It's all right if you didn't.
State.
Yeah, they got beat on the road at Liberty, 83-58. Got outscored 45-26 in the second half. They could not stop Zach Cleveland. Aggies have not won a road game this year. They're 11. And look, this is, you give them a pass, right? I mean, unless you're a Lobo fan, you don't give them a pass for anything. But I mean, you give Jason Hooten and that whole program a 1-year pass, maybe even a 2-year pass.
Yes, this was a complete. Wasn't. Hey, we just lost some good players to graduation and transfer. It was the entire program shut down before the season even ended. You had to go in there with bleach and disinfectant, and then put it back together.
Yeah, this is unprecedented. Never have you had to completely. And people say we had to come in and rebuild the program. You know, Richard Pitino talks about what it was when he got here. Yeah, but he had like a player or two, right? There were a couple players left over. This was they didn't play basketball at the end of the season. They didn't finish their season. They ran everybody associated with the program out of the program in the middle of, I mean, you know the story, right? So you got to, and I think Jason Hooten's a good coach, and he was a good coach at Sam Houston. Boy, he's an intense. You ever watch him on the sideline?
He is intense.
Do you feel like his head's going to just explode sometimes?
Yes.
Like more so than Mick Cronin, right? Yeah. To me,
he's one of those coaches, and I saw a couple times firsthand down in Cancun.
Yes, you did.
And they were one of the teams that were down there for that tournament, and he's just one of those guys on the sidelines. You're just like, whew, okay.
Yeah.
Don't get in his way.
You know, we haven't talked a lot about them. It's just been such a rough year. And again, they're 11-18. They're 5-9 in Conference USA, and they have not won a game on the road, which is, it's hard to win on the road, but it's kind of crazy. And they're struggling at the back end. They've lost 6 in a row. They've lost 8 of their last 10. And JJ, the games, they're kind of getting away from them a little bit now. They lost the 2 at home, 67-58, 79-58. They scored 58 points on the number in their last 4. Is that insane? If I told you you're going to score the same number of points 4 games in a row and lose, they lost 72-58, 79-58, 67-58, 83-58. What are the odds of that? That's a crazy little weird stat, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I wonder how often that happens. Anyway, but they lost 74-49, so that's by 25 points. 76-69 close at Middle Tennessee. But then 72-58, 79-58, 67-58, and then yesterday 83-58. It's not getting better down the stretch. It's getting tougher. And Aggie fan, I wonder where you are. You're usually, as we hit March, and I'm not mad at you, and I actually have a little bit of empathy for you. How you feeling? Like this program for Aggie fan, JJ, has been such a source, and in some respects, the source of pride, right? Over the years?
Yeah, of course.
It has been, this is the program that goes to the tournament. This is the one that represents you. This is the one that puts a great name on your university, then obviously what happened. How are you handling this one? right? Did football make it easier?
They're a football school. That's how they're handling it.
Is that and that could be it. You went 10-5 in football.
And now everyone's at
was a
Vanderbilt.
Yeah, and everybody's but you did. I mean, you went to a conference championship game, you went to a bowl game, and you had 2 pretty decent football seasons in a row. Is that what's easing the pain? I imagine it is, but
Coming into this season, but once you're going through it, I think the majority of that fan base understood what this year was going to be like.
I think that's right. But even if you know it's coming, how do you accept it when it's happening? I'm going to call in Jason. You hit us with an email the other day after the Air Force loss for New Mexico. Kind of where are you, right? I mean, update. An Aggie fan, like how you getting through the season? Because I know how important basketball is for Aggie fan, and it's in the state. And I think DC, you've been here long enough now. You realize it's kind of a basketball state. Have you been here for the state basketball tournament? High school. All right, so that's going to be here in about 2 weeks, and the whole state will invade the pit. They play it out at the Rio Rancho Event Center, but I mean the biggest thing for high school students, they want to come down the ramp for the pit, and the pit will be packed for about 5 days with high school, and it's actually one of the coolest things. Period. If you get a chance to go out there, hit it. It's as good a high school basketball tournament as there is in America.
And I believe that because Kenny has said multiple times that is what sold him on going
crazy?
to UNM.
Right?
It really is. So I'd love to see that.
He said the pit when he was in high school is what sold him. Yeah, to stay at UNM. Yeah. It really is all that. It's that legit. So if it's the week we're in Vegas, but get out there. I usually make a stop on the way to the airport, at least on Tuesday, and try to eat some of that up. But it's and then I go for some of the stuff when I get back on Saturday. It's tremendous. But yeah, Aggie fan, how you dealing with it? Another loss last night. This was on national TV. You had a little Pete Gillen. He was with a guy named Chick something. He's a terrific player, Chick. He's a terrific. It's a great going to be a great conference tournament, Chick. Conference USA. It's a great conference. Got a little Pete Gillen on the Aggies last night. He's all over the country, dude. Wasn't he here? Well, I guess they did. That was Saturday. He was in Lynchburg, Virginia last night. He's put on some miles. And Chick evidently hadn't worked with him. He's got more moves than a can of worms, Carter. And he's like, where do you go? More moves than a can. That's a lot of moves. And he's like, yeah, well, he was playing right into his shtick.
Big good.
Carter's heard her shtick way too many times.
Carter's like, I got things to do.
He got a new straight guy last night. And, he was just reading him. All right. We got a lot of NFL stuff to talk about. Quarterback situations. Mason Rudolph and Zach Wilson on the market. I got a question for you. Who would you rather be quarterback situation? Would you rather have a dude? Would you rather be the Dolphins or the Reds? The Commanders. I don't look at me like it's not like did I curse?
Almost. We almost
did you have to bleep that?
They almost just
did you see his face?
Immediately shut down our show.
I mean, they were that team for how
dead
long?
air just immediately.
Almost happened.
I want to get into it. Would you rather have a guy that's good, but you're not sure you got to extend, or not have a guy and be at the top of it? I want to have that conversation when we get back. Think about it, and we're going to get into it. And you can get it at 505-246-0610. Hey, it's windy season in New Mexico, and that's going to impact those of us, or those of you who wear glasses or contacts. I used to do that. Then I saw Dr. Stephen Coleman. I don't wear glasses or contacts anymore. It makes you miserable, and I remember it. And now, yeah, the high altitude contacts don't work as well. Since 1998, Dr. Stephen Coleman at Coleman Vision has been working wonders for thousands of people, including me, who are tired of struggling with contacts and glasses. He's got the highest technology at LASIK. I had a high degree of astigmatism. That's why I went to see him. I had LASIK. The technology that he uses is cutting edge. He's played a significant role in developing and testing the current technology. It's used not only in New Mexico, but it's around the world. It's technology that originated at Sandia Labs. For years, patients have come from all over the country to have their LASIK done at Coleman Vision because they know Dr. Coleman's reputation, the fact that he's been in private practice, specializing in LASIK his entire career. So on any given day, the patients in his office range from doctors to lawyers to college kids to housewives, firefighters, police officers. It's us. It's you and me. And they are tired of contacts and lenses, and they go in and they get LASIK. You'll hear a few stories throughout the month on the Sports Animal to give you an idea how LASIK with Dr. Coleman has positively impacted their lives. But the procedure's quick. Dr. Coleman will even let you watch him do it with another one of his patients, give you the confidence that you need. Changed my life, and it may change yours as well. If you're considering LASIK, there's only one place, and it's Coleman Vision. Area code 505-821-8880. Call Dr. Coleman, 505-821-8880, or online at colemanvision.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Sunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated,
rip, plastered,
taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years. And
Yes.
All right. I'm not as convinced, and here's why. A, he's not very good. Now, you're going to say, well, he's good enough to be a backup, and I think you're right. He is good enough to be a backup.
Doesn't necessarily mean it's active on game day.
Well, okay, but here's the other piece. His reputation of not being very good as a teammate, I think, do I need it? I've said this for years. Do I need the quietest guy in the room needs to be my backup quarterback. I think that's why, Tebow never got another shot. I firmly believe even the teams that wanted to take a shot on Kaepernick just didn't want the noise with their backup quarterback. It's a lot of noise with a backup quarterback that I
don't think it's that much noise.
Okay.
The noise is because he was supposed to be the savior for the Jets and wasn't good.
Right.
What is Zach Wilson
and then supposedly he didn't want to go into a game, and I don't know, man.
I don't. Those ones are always tough to because is it true? Is it not? What did he hear? What did Jalen House do on the sideline at the end of the game? Was he called in? Did he not go in?
Mason Rudolph's a free agent. He's the guy who started the playoff game for the Steelers. I mean, again, so let me ask you this. Pick a team. You're the Broncos, you're the Rams, you're the 49ers, you're the Cowboys, anybody. Who do you want as your backup quarterback? Mason Rudolph or Zach Wilson? They both started in the NFL.
Mason Rudolph would be my first choice.
I think that's right. And it's kind of where I'm going with this. I think there's going to be guys like Mason Rudolph that are ahead of him. There's so many quarterbacks on the market, so many quarterbacks coming in. That's why I think he'll
Trey
get a
Lance
job.
is a third-string quarterback in Dallas. There's opportunities. Doesn't mean he's going to be your preferred backup.
Do you think he would get a roster spot before Trey Lance?
Well, I think Trey Lance isn't going anywhere next year.
I think Trey Lance gets a roster spot before Zach Wilson.
Because Trey Lance is going to stay in Dallas.
All right, let me ask you guys a question.
Take over for Dak Prescott.
So we go down and we go, oh my goodness, their quarterback situation is bad, and this is the worst one, and whatever. And I don't know, who did I say the other day is the worst quarterback situation? Was it Seattle? I'm trying to think who I thought had the worst quarterbacks. I was looking again to trying to remind myself. Who would you rather be? Would you rather be Miami, who's got Tua Tagovailoa, who first half of the season might have been the front runner for most valuable player in the league? Okay, who's in the fifth year, got a fifth-year option, who you're going to have to pay. I mean, in the area of $50 million, and I don't think you or anybody else is sure that he's your guy, and I think you'd probably lean the other way, that he's not your guy for the future that's going to get you where you want to be. And you can even throw Dak into this. You put the Cowboys and Dak into this somewhat similar situation. I think Dak's a better quarterback than Tua, and I think the Cowboys are more convicted that Dak is their guy. But let's use, if you want to use the Cowboys in the same scenario, you can. Would you rather be in Miami, who's got a guy that's won in the NFL, who gets you to the playoffs, who was an MVP candidate, he's been injured, or would you rather be the Commanders or hell, you can be New England. You got second, third pick. You're going to get one of these top three quarterbacks. You got a rookie quarterback coming in that's evaluated pretty good. There's no track record in the NFL. There's no guarantees. We've watched guys come in, and I'll prove it to you. There's been more busts in the first three picks overall over the last decade than there have been hits. So who would you rather be? Miami, where you got a guy, he's good, but damn it, I got to pay him, $50, $55, $60 million. Now you don't. They don't have to extend him now, and they can franchise him next year. I guess they got 2 years of leeway on this if they really wanted to make him unhappy, or to start all over and be at the top of the draft.
Well, if you give me three options, I'll take three options.
What do you mean?
If you say top of the draft,
well, you're two, so you're gonna have two options. You're Washington. You're gonna have two options. You're New England. You're gonna have whichever one falls.
So
All right.
I would.
So it's
I think you
Jaden
could say
Daniels, it's Drake May.
Take your chances there with a higher upside. But I am so done with the conversation about quarterbacks in the NFL. It is
No, you're
broken.
not. We're having it.
No, but I mean, I'm done with the narrative about it. Like, we're talking about a guy that led the NFL in passing, and it's not good enough. And we want to say, oh, let's just move on because his contract might be too high. Guess what? If not every dude has to be the next highest paid. That's the agent's job. That's what he's going to do. And if he doesn't accept that, then move on. But the fact that we want to throw away so many good quarterbacks in this NFL because we're hyper-focused on the word elite is we don't understand how to win football games. We don't, because the way we talk about quarterbacks is like the dude that just led the NFL in passing is not good enough. You might have to pay him some money on his next contract. Oh my goodness, how are you supposed to survive? The conversation about the quarterback position in the NFL is broken because no one knows how to have it.
Well, so I'm going to push on you a little bit because I agree with a lot of what you said, but if a guy like Tua Tagovailoa or Dak Prescott, for that matter, would go in and realize where they are and not have to have the next highest paid deal, and that's from their agents or wherever, but then I'm with you. If you're telling me that Tua Tagovailoa wants to come in and again, market value is what it is, and sign a long-term deal and $40 million a year, and that seems like a good number for a quarterback, and you're just going, whoa, Jeff. Yet market value, it's percentage of the cap, all this stuff. I'm hearing $55-60 million for that guy and him and Dak, and I'm like, I'm losing my mind when you look at the salary cap percentages and everything else. To your point, you're right. People get absolutely bonkers on this whole elite thing. But to me, when you got a quarterback, this is where they got to know who they are. Okay.
Yeah, and I can walk into the room and say, I just led the NFL in passing.
Okay, great that you're not, but you're not one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Like, you're not. Terrific. And what happened?
You lost at Kansas City.
You were embarrassed at Kansas City. You look like you didn't even belong.
Minus 27.
All right, so you want to pay that guy $60 million? I don't. I think you're wrong. I think and they don't want to do it.
I think the fact that we're sitting here saying 15 teams don't have a good enough quarterback is not a smart football conversation. Is the fact all these guys are like, oh, they didn't even move on. That's a bad quarterback situation.
I wouldn't move on if I could pay him where I think he's slotted at quarterback. Okay, there's very few to me who are at that top level. There's no way that guy should be making Patrick Mahomes.
Then don't pay him that money.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. And especially this year,
and I think that's
you got
what
the fifth-year option.
With the conversations that people have is the next one doesn't have to be the biggest. Like
that's my point.
It's the agent's job to do that, and that doesn't mean Miami has to do it. But it's not just the contract. It's like you're going to have to pay these guys a decent amount of money. Like Tua led the NFL in passing. He might make $50 million.
I don't have a problem paying him a decent amount of money. I have a problem breaking the market, and maybe this is a Deshaun Watson issue, but I have a problem saying
Watson's contract is the only reason it broke the market is because it's fully guaranteed. He's like the 10th highest paid quarterback in the NFL right now.
Now, yeah, because it's all surpassed. But he should be. I mean, I don't know. We all want to say we got a great quarterback. I can't break the market for Tua Tagovailoa or Dak Prescott for that matter. So you'd rather be Miami then in that situation. Going back to the original question.
Yeah. Well, it's if you give me the top three versus Miami, I'll take the top three.
Well, you could take Drake May and have a rookie contract to start over. Or you want to be Miami where you're going to probably have to lock in for, a period of time here soon at a lot of money and a big chunk of your cap.
And I think that the cap, all these contracts, it matters in the conversation. But we, as a talking
sphere
of sports, we're overvaluing that rookie contract because we're throwing away good players just because they're not on a rookie contract.
Where are you? Would you rather be? I saw you rubbing your chin back there. That makes me think you were thinking.
That's the sign you
Yeah.
picked up. I look at Miami and I say, I have something here. I have something I can work with.
Okay.
As we say over and over, there is no guarantee in the draft. So I lean towards Tua in this one.
So you'd rather be Miami?
Right. And because honestly, like, it's monopoly money, man. I can hide it so many ways. It's ridiculous. So I'm almost not even worried about the number. I'm just looking at the situation, saying Tua's been there. He's a pro quarterback. He's showed that. I mean, JJ said it over and over again. He led the league in passing.
Yeah.
He's a good piece that I know what I get with him. I don't know what I get with the college guys.
I think I'm going the other way. I think I'd rather, because I think there's a bunch of talent in this draft. I look at
then you get
I don't think
Trey
I
Lance.
lose.
Then you get
Well,
Zach
you can't.
Wilson.
No, you can't. Or you get, or you get Justin Herbert, to your point, that can do no wrong. Or you get. I mean, I know Patrick Mahomes was number 10. Or you get one of these guys that hit. No, look, I agree with you. The majority don't hit. Right? I mean, let's just go down the top 3 picks over the last bunch of years. We can pull up that. I know.
The other thing is,
Tua came from somewhere, didn't he? Right? I mean, they all came from somewhere. I mean, somebody hit. Tua was the top, what?
It was
4 pick?
Fifth? Yeah.
He was going to be number 1 the year before. Yeah. What were you going to say?
oh, and I just look at the weapons they have in Miami, and it's kind of a win
That's
now
a different
situation.
story. Yeah, that's a different story. I want to continue this on the other side because I got a little bit more to it. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Mike Bradbury is going to be here in an hour. The Lobo women's basketball coach will talk to him about his team who's playing really, really well. Kenny Thomas kicking it with Kenny at 9 o'clock on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is brought to you by Ski.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
If you're drunk, blasted,
Intoxicated.
rip, plastered,
Taint.
destroyed, bruh.
If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Happy Friday and Merry March opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. All right, I'll tell you why I think I'd rather be, and we're having a conversation. What quarterback situation would you rather be in? Would you rather be in a situation where you're the Dolphins, and if you want to put the Cowboys in here, I imagine you can, where you got a guy that's good. You got a good quarterback. If you have to convince yourself that he's your guy for the future, that he's going to get you to where you want to be, and at some point soon, you're going to have to pay him. Both Dak Prescott, and now you don't have to pay Prescott and Tua anymore. You cannot extend them, and they could both. Well, Dak could walk next year. You could have the franchise tag on Tua. So you got good quarterbacks. Are you sold that they're the guy? And to JJ's point, this word elite is bonkers because there's only one. Or would you rather be? Hell, you could throw number one in there, the Bears. Right? I mean, would you rather be the Bears, Washington, or New England? You're going to get Caleb Williams, Drake May, or Jaden Daniels, whatever order you like. Then you're going to start over with one of these rookies. The odds tell you, facts don't tell you. The odds tell you, past tells you that one of them is going to be good, maybe two, and one won't, maybe two. Right? Now maybe they beat the odds. There's whatever, just past history tells you. Who would you rather be? You guys would both rather be the Dolphins, take your shot, pay Tua whatever it's going to take to keep him, move on. I think I'm not sold that he's my guy, that it's a long-term answer. I think I'm going to take my shot on a Drake May, on a Jaden Daniels.
If you're giving me the top three versus two, I'm taking the top three.
Okay, yeah, that was my question. Being one of those teams, Washington or New England, basically, because Caleb Williams going one. So you're Washington, New England. That's why I almost said the R word.
Last year.
Who's last year? Who's last year's?
Bryce Young, CJ Stroud.
Well, it was the same conversation. Yeah.
And so you give me
one hit,
two chances. Yeah.
One
and
hit,
if
one hit.
you give me again the opportunity, two or three, one of those guys hitting, I'll take my chances.
Let me put you in. I mean, it's so easy to sit here and talk about last year. I don't think any of us were in Bryce Young, were we?
I don't think no one expected Bryce to be that bad.
So if you look at undersized quarterbacks over the last bunch of years that were drafted, and there's a Drew Brees that hits, and Mahomes is a decent sized quarterback, but Tua's not even as little as you think he is. I'm talking like a Manziel, a Bryce Young, the smaller quarterbacks, and I hate saying it. Try to remember who is the general manager. One of these former general managers that have a platform, right? They're on one of the networks. Talked about why do we do measurables? And he says, if you just look at the numbers, the overwhelming majority of players who hit at linebacker fit that measurable, at quarterback fit that measurable, right? Now you got to be. He said you got to be open to the outlier, Bryce Young. But the overwhelming number, that's why they hit those measurables. That's why they measure your hands. That's why they measure your arm, your wingspan, right? And dude, Bryce Young is tiny. Like, that was the whole thing last year. Is he going to be able to take the beating? Now, I don't even know if it was about the beating, although we missed a bunch of games. But I don't know. Yeah, it's a crapshoot at the top, man. I mean, it is a crapshoot.
And I understand the worry about, we have a good quarterback, but he's not great, and he's going to come in and have to have a top 4 contract in the NFL. Well, guess what? In 2 or 3 years, it's not going to be a top 4 contract. It will be for a moment. Yeah. So slow down. Like, take a deep breath. The fact that you can build a competitive, a winning football team around Tua. But if the only metric to this conversation is, are we winning a Super Bowl with that guy? I understand that's what you have to do. Is there 3 teams in the AFC that they can compete for however long Patrick Mahomes in the league? And we just keep...
You're saying Buffalo and Cincinnati and Baltimore?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? You didn't even put in your beloved Chargers. Okay.
And but that's where I'm going with this conversation. Like, yes, you're trying to build to win a Super Bowl. But if we're just gonna so willing to throw away good quarterback play for the unknown of just because we might get a good quarterback that's on a rookie contract, then everyone should just hang it up until Patrick Mahomes leaves the AFC.
So I'm going to support your argument, even though I'm on the other side. Last year, first round, I'm just going with first rounders, okay? Last year, first round quarterbacks. Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson. 1 hit, 1 we don't know about, 1 appears to not, right? Mm-hmm. 2022, there was only 1, Kenny Pickett. It was the only first round quarterback. Would we say no?
Yeah, right now everyone's saying Justin Fields should be the quarterback of the Steelers.
Okay. There were 5 in 2021. 5 first-round picks. Trevor Lawrence, we think he's going to hit, although he hasn't yet, has he? I mean, I'm going to lean yes. Zach Wilson, no. Trey Lance, no. Justin Fields?
He's still going to get an opportunity.
Yeah, he is. And Mac Jones. So 3 certain no's, 1 probably yes, and 1 on the fence out of 5. Mm-hmm. Okay? 2020. You had 4 first-round picks. This is what a great draft this was. Joe Burrow, yes. Tua, we're saying yes, right? Well, the jury's out on this one. Justin Herbert, I'm kidding. And Jordan Love. I mean, that's 4 out of 4. Right? That's 4 out of 4 in the first round. Yeah. 2019, there were 3. Kyler Murray, what do we call that? I'm going to call that a hit. What do you call Daniel Jones?
A guy that everyone's ready to move on from?
And Dwayne Haskins. This is your odds, right? The reason I'm giving you this is the odds, all right? 2018, 5 first-round quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield will say yes. Sam Darnold will say no. Josh Allen will say yes. Josh Rosen will say no. Lamar Jackson, yes, 3 out of 5. And Lamar Jackson was the last pick of the first round. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but even some of the guys are saying yes to.
I know. You want to move on from.
Quarterbacks, people were like, I can't do it with this guy.
2017. This is crazy, man. Mitchell Trubisky went 2nd overall, and Patrick Mahomes went 10. And then Deshaun Watson went 12. So what are we, 1-1-1 on this? Or 1-2?
almost feel like Watson is going to be a tie.
I mean, I just don't know. 2016, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Paxton Lynch, 1 and 2. I mean, this is the odds. This is why when we say, okay, which one would you rather be? 2015, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota. Is that 0 and 2?
Yep.
2014, Blake Bortles, Johnny Manziel, Teddy Bridgewater. Bridgewater would have until he broke his leg, but he didn't. It's 0 and 3.
He's still in the league.
Okay.
I think he retired.
I think he retired too.
He was with the Lions though last year, right?
Bridgewater. Yeah, but he was a first-round pick that came career back.
20. Where was
Bortles, AFC Championship game, parents to Jaguars.
2014. Yeah, Blake Bortles, Johnny Manziel, Teddy Bridgewater. 2013, EJ Manuel. How'd that work? Gino went in the second round. 2012, 4 of them. Andrew Luck, Robert Griffin III, Ryan Tannehill, Brandon Whedon. I mean, I don't even know how you judge that. Griffin, no. Whedon, no. Tannehill had a career, not with the team that drafted him, and Andrew Luck was good until he decided, I'm done. I don't even know how you judge that one. 2011, Cam Newton, Jake Locker, Blaine Gabbert, Christian Ponder. I mean, this is right, and everybody who gets a quarterback in the first round feels like he's going to be my guy. It's my guy. 2010, Sam Bradford, Tim Tebow. 2009, Stafford, Matt Sanchez, Josh Freeman. I mean, I'll just go through them. Like Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco, that's a good one. 2008. 2007, Jamarcus Russell, Brady Quinn. Are you kidding me?
The great player. Get over it.
Those guys were both first-round picks.
LSU, Notre Dame.
You can't name me one play they made in the NFL. You can't. 2006, Vince Young, Matt Leinart, Jay Cutler.
And people thought Matt Leinart.
I didn't. I bought 100% of Matt Leinart.
Cutler was. It's one of those players that you look and go, oh, okay. He might be exactly one of the type of quarterback I'm talking about.
It's a good career. Spring. If it's March, is it spring? It was 21st, right? Spring's almost here. So you're going to take long road trips. You're going to be in your car. Probably not good for your car. So get it ready. Take care of one of your biggest investments and call my friends over at On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Awarded best in the city because they know what it takes when it comes to professional restoration and cleaning of your vehicle. Keep the dirt, keep the mud, keep all that gunk out this spring. Call On the Spot. They'll detail your vehicle wherever and whenever it's convenient. People ask me all the time, what does that even mean? Dude, they come to your place. They go to work, wherever it is. You don't take your car to them. You're in the office. They're on the parking lot. They're detailing your vehicle. You get a text. You go outside. Literally, people were standing around looking at it. Dude, how do I get that? You just call On the Spot Automotive Detailing, otsdetailing.com. It looks, it feels, it smells like it's brand new, and they do it at your convenience. They also offer window tint services for your vehicle. It's all there online. You can book and buy right there online. It's otsdetailing.com, otsdetailing.com.
This report is sponsored by
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, refractive lens exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
If you're drunk, blasted,
Intoxicated.
rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this,
You shouldn't be driving.
And according to the allegation, she pushed him off balance. And the people who were there, his mom, his sister, his people laughed, and he charged her and broke her leg. Tyreek has responded. Did you see him respond to this thing that she said Tyreek brushed her, broke her leg with crushing force during a football lesson. This is what they're now calling it, a football lesson. He's got an attorney. His guy's name is Julius Collins. He called the allegations baseless and said the suit was filed with the intent to generate bad publicity for Mr. Hill in an attempt to scare tactic him into personally covering the cost of her medical bills. In her lawsuit, she's 35 years old, claimed that she was invited, I'm just kind of bringing you up to speed here, invited to be a house guest for several days. Come on over for a few days. You invited me over for to watch the ball game, right? Come on over for a few days. He became angry and embarrassed when she knocked him back during a football drill. So he was alleged to have retaliated by charging her violently with great force, resulting in her significant injuries. His lawyer claims that she broke her leg tripping over the dog. I'm sorry. ESPN's reporting that the suit did refer to a puppy disrupting the football drill. But in the report, it did not cite the dog as the underlying cause of the leg injury. Now, the attorney also told the outlet, ESPN, that the drills were, quote, playful, end quote, and that the wideout has filed a claim with his homeowner's insurance with the plan of fully covering her medical bills. He's got a suit against her, by the way. The receiver's suit accused, it's all crazy. It just whatever. So now it was the dog. He tripped over the dog, and he wants insurance to pay for it. It's like $75,000. There's a picture of her on crutches. Why is this more favorite to me than Jerry Jones having to take a paternity test? Which also would be straight out of Ballers. Like this is writing its own damn drama series.
Jerry's got some things going on that are playing out as we speak. So
yeah,
he's got his own Ballers episode, in the works.
Well, there's a 27-year-old woman who is claiming that Jerry is her dad, and the court has made him, even though there was documents and evidently he supported the mom and this young lady, and she got paid at 24, and at 26 is doing another big payment at 28. But now I want to know why she's coming out now. What is it? She wants more money? What did you say? She wants to be in the will?
Yes.
Okay.
How much are the Cowboys worth?
A bit. She wants a quarter of it? Just because you're the kid doesn't mean you automatically get the will, right?
Kind of depends on how the family trust is drawn up.
Well, I mean, you draw, the patriarch draws it up, right? The guy who owns, he says, all right, it's like the guy, Mr. Marbles gets the summer house, right? The cat gets, right?
Well, I mean, if it's
I always
written in a
love
way
that old man.
says each child gets X amount, then you probably want to be one of those children.
Yeah, but you don't have to get any, do you?
If it's written in a way that all the children get the same amount, you want to be in that list.
You got a train set, Todd. That's my favorite line of that whole thing. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated,
Rip,
plaster, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born.
So, and for those of you just joining us, Tyreek Hill was accused by, and what they're calling an internet influencer, a woman who was at his house. He invited her over for a few days.
So,
and she claims that he broke her leg during a football drill. He's claiming, oh no, she tripped over the dog. And so whatever, go on.
Yeah. So some of these DMs have leaked. Oh, Tyreek, you're special, man. Well, what I didn't know, remember in Hard Knocks, he got married. Apparently, he got divorced 2 months later.
Right after Hard Knocks ended?
Yeah, I did.
Wait,
not
when
know
was that? When was Hard Knocks with Miami? Was that Miami 2 years ago? Not this
last fall. Yeah,
last
he
fall
was
was the
for like
Jets.
2 months.
Yeah, exactly, 2 months.
The last fall was the Jets, right?
Well, they were in season. Miami was in season.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so he got divorced 2 months later. I did not know that part. So, he's just got a lot going on right now.
So, was he married when this allegedly all happened? Maybe.
I think that was before he was officially married.
Didn't you show me a few paternity suits with him yesterday too?
He's got 3 right now. He's
3.
working through. Yeah.
Jerry's only got 1.
Well, Jerry's got some catching up to do.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what would you find your rabbit hole? I mean, you got to share now.
Yeah, just Google Tyreek Hill, and it is a rabbit hole. He's got a lot going on.
Read me the DMs.
Well, don't mind if I do. Let me make sure.
When you say he's so special, just clean it up a little bit.
We lit, then I'm gonna see you towering over everyone, I guess. I've been known to be a good stepdad.
This is to this woman. This is to this particular woman?
Yes.
Say that again.
I'll try.
Yeah.
We lit, then I'm gonna see you towering over everyone, I guess.
She's 6'1".
Yes, and she's considered a plus size model, so she probably has a few pounds on her.
Yeah, no, I see her. She's a plus size. I'm an attractive 6'1" plus size model. Okay,
but she had him though. But I've been KNOW. I've been known to be a good stepdad.
How many times you been a stepdad, dude? All right, go on.
Well, again, this is probably not suitable for radio. So,
clean it up a little. Now you got me in your little rabbit hole.
He really wants her to come hang out with him.
Obviously,
is the overall theme of these.
Come on over for a few days.
Yeah. He was very surprised that she was actually 6'1", though. He seemed to be floored by that, and that was very impressive to him.
Well, how he saw her at the damn camp bringing her kid. How was he surprised? Was she just sitting in her car?
So one of the,
I'm in now.
Yeah,
See, now he took me.
Okay, so yesterday I literally just paid for your camp for my son, and now you're here. So
that's her to him.
Yeah, so it seems like after day one of the camp, he started messaging her.
Yeah.
And so he is then essentially trying to get her over to his house and offering to pay for tickets and what have you. It's an interesting read. It's an interesting read. Tyreek Hill, and I mean, goodness, he got in trouble in 2019 for alleged child abuse. I don't exactly know what the result of that was, but his parenting skills go way back.
There's a little Antonio Brown going on here and there,
and that's the thing that also comes up when you when you Google Tyreek Hill. They start talking about the comparisons between him and Antonio Brown. And I hope that doesn't happen because that
I mean, they were both
got pretty dark.
spectacular, insanely fast receivers. They both have this kind of crazy little other life. How's that?
I think that's accurate.
I think that's that. So good. By the way, Jerry Jones has to take a paternity test. When I heard this first, I'm like, really? So he's not changing quarterbacks, he's changing diapers? But then I realized it was a 27-year-old woman. But this 27-year-old woman says that Jerry Jones is her father. And a judge in Texas yesterday rejected an appeal from Jones. There was a ruling in 2022 in a paternity case brought by Alexandra Davis, who alleged in a separate lawsuit that she was conceived from a relationship Jones had with her mother in the 90s. Now, Jerry Jones has been married since 1963. Okay. So according to all of this, attorneys for Jones are challenging the constitutionality of the Texas law that would compel him to be genetically tested. So the woman, Alexandra Davis, the now 27-year-old woman, sued Jerry Jones in court, asking the judge to void. Evidently, there's a legal agreement, you guys, between her mother and Jerry Jones that was reached 2 years after this young lady was born. It's a 1998 settlement that allegedly said that Jerry Jones would support them financially as long as they did not publicly say he was her father, something that he has denied. So she dropped a case saying that she would instead seek to prove that Jones is her father, and she wants a paternity test. Supposedly there was a monthly, so the settlement called for Jones to pay the mom $375,000 up front, and for this young lady to receive a certain monthly, an annual, and special funding from a trust fund until she was 21. So there was a monthly sum, special funding, annual funding, and then lump sums when she was 24, 26, and 28. And I'm sure it was healthy. Well, now she's 27, all of a sudden she's jumping forward. JJ, your point is she wants a piece of the team?
Yeah.
The Jones attorney says she's received millions of dollars, quote, millions of dollars from Jones in her lifetime. It's kind of, I don't know how I feel about all this. I mean, am I surprised Jerry Jones fathered a child out of wedlock 27 years ago? No. What would surprise you? Well, Jeff, he's married and he's such a good family. Okay. None of that surprised me. Nothing like that surprises me with anybody. But I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feel about this. I've heard, oh, this poor woman, she just wants to know where, does she? Maybe. I mean, this is real life ballers. I'm not lying. This is real life ballers, and you would tune in next week to see what happens, wouldn't you? You want to see what happens with Tyreek Hill and Ms. Hall?
Mm-hmm.
You want to find out what happens with this young lady and Jerry Jones? What else do I got going? Is there any other good drama in the NFL? There's got to be. What happens to Justin Fields? What are the Bears going to do with number 1? Aaron Rodgers, how's he? I mean, Ballers is real. Did the NFL kill that? Was that what happened? The NFL put pressure on HBO, or yes, it was ESPN.
It was ESPN.
It was ESPN who ran that because it was just way too reminiscent of real life.
And they're like, oh, they don't need to know the truth.
I mean, it was real.
So,
I love when you get that little look on your face too.
Well, I started doing some math, and I realized the last time the Cowboys won the Super Bowl was January 28th, 1996.
So it's her fault?
Well, Miss Davis was born 12/16/96, so maybe there was a...
So they haven't won since she's been alive. They were defending Super Bowl champions when his this young lady was born that whom he fathered. And they haven't won since, so you're blaming it on her.
Not blaming, just noticing.
Let me just tell you something. Keep that quiet, because if that gets out, and it's not hard to find out because you just figured it out. Some whack Cowboy fans go, "She's the curse," and go after her. You think I'm kidding?
No, I think Jerry is maybe more responsible than she is.
Well, obviously, but who's going after Jerry?
Cowboys fans?
They're going after her. I hope not. Hey, you want to talk about sports when we get back?
We are a sports show, right?
I mean, it's all right. If whatever.
The drama.
It's unbelievable to me. It really is. All right, Louisville football schedule came out. I want to take a look at that. It's 5.5 months away. That's all it is. We'll get into the good, the bad. What do you like? Find you some football stuff, and Bourne and all you guys. You can make your plans and scratch it on your calendar now. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored
The
by
same
Progressive
opportunities.
Insurance at
But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Two road trips to power schools, money, road trip to New Mexico State. Global football schedule's out, as is all the Mountain West schedules. Came out yesterday. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and DC. JJ wants to propose a new segment for you, by the way.
I heard
DC's
and I love
dive into DMs.
Anytime we have leaked DMs, let me know and I'll gladly read them.
DC's DMs.
DC's DMs. I
Yeah.
love that. Considering I'm not on social media and I've never received a DM, that'd be perfect.
I mean, I think
Trying
it's
to read it with all
but
the
you got to actually
slang.
read them. You can't just sit there and go, no, you
Well,
can't.
the
You can't.
problem-
You can't blush like you just did again. Oh my goodness, I can't. Oh my gosh,
Well, sometimes I read it and I'm like, first of all, how do I say
clean
this?
this mess up?
Yeah, how do I clean this mess up? What do some of these words mean? Are they allowed to be said? All those things.
Yeah. All right. Global football schedule starts on August 24th. 0 week, or week 0 if you prefer. Home against Montana State. Go ahead and tell me why they shouldn't play then. Well, it's the week before Labor Day, Jeff, and people are still not in football season.
24th?
The 24th.
Yeah,
it's the week
not
before
good.
Labor Day.
That's my birthday. Why would they do that?
I mean, I can't.
I'm gonna have to work on my birthday.
It just ain't right, man.
It's
The
ridiculous.
week before Labor Day.
Already
So
done with the
those of you
schedule.
who complain that they should play on Monday and they should play on Thursday and they should play on Sunday, it's the week before. So go ahead and hit me with your reasons why that's not good already. Then on Labor Day weekend, they will be in Arizona to play the Wildcats, Brett Brennan, Danny Gonzalez, Bill. You'll get to see a bunch of old friends. Why are you looking at me like that?
It's gonna be a fantastic game.
It'll be an interesting week, that's for certain. Then they have 3 bye weeks. They'll bye there, then they go to Auburn. So back to back, but with a week in between at Arizona, who was really good last year, and then at Auburn. Well, the Aggies beat Auburn. Why can't New Mexico? Yeah. Do you think the Auburn people know the difference? Who's coming in next year?
Nope.
New Mexico State beat them last year.
They're gonna be like, it's a revenge.
Oh, damn!
game.
Here come those guys. We're gonna beat the crap out of them. They beat us last year. Yeah, no different. Oh, totally.
They'll be like, Coach, you should get ready for this game this week.
Is that
what happened last year? fielding
Diego
this team.
Palvaya or whatever that kid's name was? Is he back again this year? No, dude, different team. I promise you, the majority of those people will not know the difference. All right, then they come home and start league play. They get Fresno State at home. Fresno State they beat on the road. Fresno State who just won in that building against the Aggies in the New Mexico Bowl, the Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Then they go down to Cruces. They get another a week off, and then league play. Home versus Air Force, at Utah State, at Colorado State. Home versus Wyoming. November road game at San Diego State. It's a nice November road game. Washington State will be here. And then they close out Hawaii. Their last home game will be November 16th against Washington State. with that scheduling. So they do not play UNLV, who was I think they're going to be good again, even though they lost their quarterback. They do not play Boise State, who will always be good. They do not play San Jose State, who is a bowl team, and they do not play Nevada. Interesting, hard, long schedule.
Like the schedule. This is a giant. I have no idea how they're going to handle this.
What do you mean?
Just with all the turnover, brand new coaching staff, new schemes, new everything, but I think when you look at it, having those 3 open dates, well, especially the 2 open dates early, September 7th and October 5th, could be good for development and preparation for this team, especially that stretch, because it's very similar to what they've done. Being in the Mountain Division of the Mountain West before they scrapped the divisions, you were going against Air Force, Utah State, Colorado State, Wyoming, all those challenges.
Do you want them to add a 13th game? They have the opportunity. They play at Hawaii. They got 7 road games. So they only play 5 home games this year. Do you want them to add a 13th in one of those open weeks?
We'd probably be looking at
it could be October 5th.
Maybe October 5th against another FCS opponent.
Yeah, maybe, or you could, find an independent that's looking for a game. UMass is still independent, I think, this year. They're joining the MAC, but or someone looking for a game. I mean, you don't need to go get paid and get beat up again. That's what I'm telling you. But it's an interesting schedule, man. It's out and it's out, and it's out and it's out, right? But it starts early. So those of you who hate the early games, and I think they wanted us to run out there, we should go out there and find them. Hey, DC, and I'll tell you, DC, you may like this. Apparently, the only thing that can stop a cheetah is an Instagram model. Maybe the NFL team should consider suiting up a bunch of Instagram models at cornerback. It's from Travis. It's the only thing. Are they not out there or what? Are they coming in? I don't know what to do with these people. This one says, as Jerry Jones' child, she'd get half of the fortune. But would she? Just because you're a child, you're not guaranteed half of the fortune, right? I mean, it's got to go in the will, right? Just because you're a child doesn't mean you're guaranteed half of like the fortune. It doesn't mean. Look, we're actually on the air. You can sit. Please do. Hi, good to see you. Morning. It all started just now. You know what I mean? We got a sweet deal for you. Good morning to you. And Rachel is here. How are you, Rachel?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you for asking.
We got a sweet deal at Skin and Soul. It goes online right at 9 o'clock. You go to our website, sportsanimалabq.com. You click on the sweet deal icon, and we have got a sweet deal for you. You get $150 of Skin and Soul for just $75. It's Albuquerque's premier spa for skincare and permanent makeup from a licensed professional with over 14 years of experience. This is something that I think a whole lot of people have thought about, and here's an opportunity to jump in at a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful deal.
Yes. If you've been thinking about it, now's the perfect time. And I do offer free consultations. Not a lot of places do offer free consultations, but I really like to sit down and get personal with people. I like to find out their goals. I want to find out, what they want to accomplish with their skin.
So explain what you offer, because when you talk about permanent makeup, and skincare, I think it means a whole lot of things to a whole lot of people. Explain kind of to our audience who might not be as familiar with it, what you're talking about.
So there's a lot of confusion when it comes to permanent makeup.
That's why I asked.
So it could be called cosmetic tattooing.
Okay.
It could be called permanent makeup. It could be called microblading, or just a tattoo.
Lip blush.
So lip blush, essentially what it is we're implanting pixels of pigment into the lips to give them a little bit of color. Yeah, so it's not going to look very dark, like really lipstick-like. It's going to give you more definition in the lip and more color. Bring just a little bit more of an enhancement to the lip.
This is every once in a while.
Yes.
We come across things that, for our audience, I'm sure they're sitting there in their car this morning, you're significant girlfriend, wife, whatever it may be. Here's a great opportunity for a surprise. It's not Valentine's Day, this or that. Maybe it could just be, look what I got you. And it could be a game changer for you.
The permanent makeup.
Oh, you guys need permanent makeup too.
No, look at it. She just took one look at it.
Look
Look
right at me and said that.
Look at you guys. I mean, she did look at you. When she said that. Yeah, she did. All right, where are you guys located?
We are at 5109 Coors Boulevard Northwest, and we are in Suite F. So the cross streets are Coors and Delaney.
All right. And is there a website that people can go take a look and kind of learn more about it?
So the website's a little lengthy for me to say, but if you do visit your guys' website,
go to sportsanimалabq.com.
Yep.
It's all right there. There's a link and a hyperlink.
You scroll down straight to the bottom and it'll say website, and it'll take you straight to the website. It'll give you a menu of services. It'll give you options to schedule. It'll also give you a description of the services as well.
Beautiful. All right. It is our sweet deal, and it is on sale at 9:00. Skin and Soul. You go to sportsanimалabq.com. You click on the sweet deal icon. You get $150 to use at Skin and Soul for just $75. There's only 45 deals available. Go take advantage of it. Rachel, enjoy the day. Appreciate you stopping by and kind of educating our people a little bit about it and letting, I mean, you guys need it.
All right,
Well,
check it out.
I really, really want to encourage men
Yeah.
to come in. You need to come in and do a deep cleaning. I can detox the skin.
Yeah, I do need that.
Bring skin back to life. A lot of times people think facial is just, a fluffy, pampering treatment. A lot of times it's deep cleaning.
Yep. And I think we all kind of need it at some point. All right, best of luck to you. They're at 5109 Coors Northwest. It's Coors and Delaney. Go check them out and get your facial. Get the deep cleaning. It's good to see you.
Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day.
Coming up next, Mike Bradbury, the Lobo women's basketball coach, is with us. They're on a roll. 2 games left in the regular season. We'll talk to him about prepping and getting ready down the stretch and what lies ahead tomorrow. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet.
Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom. Boom.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows.
That at 2 o'clock, you listen to it right here on the Sports Animal. JJ will crack the mic with the pregame show from Albertsons Radio Row. Is that right? Or is it Albertsons Market? Radio Row.
Albertsons Radio Row.
1:30 pregame show. You'll hear from Mike Bradbury then, and then 2 o'clock tip-off. Then they'll finish the regular season on the road in Fresno on Tuesday. And then it's tournament time as we are now March 1st. The head coach of the Lobo women's basketball team is Mike Bradbury. They've won 4 out of 5, 9 out of their last 13. They are in second place as we head into the last 2 games of the season. And Coach Bradbury joins us on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Mike. How you living?
Doing great, thanks.
No, appreciate you spending some time. You, I don't know if you love these close games, but man, you sure play a heck of a lot of them. And another one possession win the other night at home against San Diego State. On the road, a big one in Laramie. You had a one possession game in Boise. If nothing else, you're going to be ready for close games in March.
Yeah, we're definitely battle tested. Every game we play seems to go down to the last minute, and the last 3 games actually went down to the very last shot.
You know, I talk about this a lot. I think in March you play tight games, and I think teams who have been in them tend to be prepared. That doesn't mean you don't want to win a game by 15 points and have a little bit of comfort. But when you go down the stretch, it feels like your team, your ladies, are in a comfort zone. They don't get rattled. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think so. I think we try and eliminate the bigness of the moment, the pressure, by just kind of staying in our process and kind of talking about and doing what we like to do. And, we never talk about results. We don't talk about winning and losing, those kind of things. We just talk about what our small goals are for each possession and each media timeout.
Yeah, and you want to play better down the stretch. And I think as you get more confidence, you win. Mike, you've won 4 out of the last 5, 9 out of 13. Do you feel like this is the best your team's played all year as you head down the stretch now?
Yeah, I do. I think defensively we're playing really well. Offensively, we still sputter a little bit at times, but it's a lot more consistent than it was. And I think the most important thing is, like, we're playing with a lot of confidence. Like we have a lot of belief. Every night we walk out there, we believe we can be successful.
Yeah, and you've beaten, the teams at the team at the top, UNLV. Nobody else has been able to do that. Boise State gave them a run the other night. He's Mike Bradbury, Lobo women's basketball coach. Lobo's in Nevada tomorrow. I've loved Anaya Ogben since she's been here. I love watching her and watching the growth of her. I guess 2 questions. Just how much fun has it been to watch her grow? And more immediate, how is she as far as the injury? Because I know you were trying to talk her out of playing the second half the other night, and she's been battling that injury, and she played so well, and was a huge reason you won the other day.
Yeah, Naya's growth since she got here is tremendous. You know, she played limited minutes as a freshman. She played a lot more as a sophomore last year, and then really took over our team when we got in the postseason last year and led us being the point guard for the first time in her life. And that gave us a preview of kind of what she was going to be this year. And, I've had a lot of kids improve basketball-wise as much as she has. But I've never had one improve as much as being a leader and a complete person as she has. So that's the thing I'm most proud of with her. As far as her injury, she's banged up. It's not going to get any better until the off season. So, she'll continue to fight through it, and, we'll manage it the best we can.
Mike, you talk about Anaya Ogman, Paula Reyes, Vianney Cumber, and they were players that they went through the same thing. They didn't play a lot early. Now, Paula did have a good freshman season, but the fact that they're the core of this team and people say, hey, you work hard, you develop, you're going to be a difference maker. How has that helped this team come together and just buy into what they have had to embrace of working hard for everything?
Well, I think it's good for the people that buy into it. Some people still want immediate success and they don't hang around very long. But I think for the ones that do, they can see the growth. And there's other players that are really improving. Hopefully they stick around. But, I think Kylie Chavez is coming around, and I think she'll eventually get there. But as far as those three, it gives you sustainability and consistency where you can actually still build a program and have people around, for a long time instead of year to year. Now, we went 2 or 3, I think it was 3 years without taking a transfer and built this thing, trying to build it with the right people and the right character. And up until last year, and we finally took a couple of transfers because we had 2 immediate needs. So, with Nia Wilson and Charlie Cole. So hopefully we can continue down that route. But, the way times are today, you never know.
Hey, Coach Mike Bradbury with us here on the opening drive. And Coach, you look at Charlie Cole and Nia Wilson, and it's both, right? They're good players, but they were good people to come in right away and be successful. And the opportunity for them this season, playing career highs in minutes across the board. Have you seen them just evolve into the difference makers they are right now?
Yeah, I think especially with Nia Wilson, she's gotten a lot better and a lot more confidence. When she got here, she hadn't played in 2 years and really had a bad experience her first 2 years. And I think her confidence was shattered. So it took her a little bit to build that back up. And I think once we got into games and she started having success, she got her confidence back, and now you can see her playing at a really high level. Charlie Cole is, she provides, size and protection around the rim. She's skilled. I think she's going to continue to get better. She's kind of been up and down, a little bit streaky this year. Some of that has to do with her playing smaller players and not having great matchups. But, I think she's going to continue to get better.
Mike Bradbury, Lobel Women's Basketball coach, is with us. As most of you know, J.J. Buck is the voice of Lobel Women's Basketball. He travels with the team. Mike, did you let him in on a shooting drill at practice? Did he get to pick a team during a shooting drill on the road the other day? Did he win?
Yeah, okay. Let's clear something up. Okay. Yes, he did get to pick a team. Yeah. And yes, he did win that time. Okay, so the way that works is on the road, we pick teams for a shooting drill. There's 3 of us. And it's that day we have a guest picker, and that was JJ that day. Okay, so that team continues until we play another road game. So that team also was in play for the home game against San Diego State. Okay, at shoot-around. Now, he wasn't there for that. All right, but it was there, and as predicted, it finished last, which it should have the first time.
Well, because he wasn't there to coach him.
Yeah, well, okay. He can say that. That's good. That's good. He's got an out there. That's good. So his team will play tomorrow morning. Oh. So if he wants to back his team and get down there and coach him so he doesn't finish last, again.
Yeah.
He should.
I mean, when you win, does that mean he gets to eat? Like what does he get? He gets a box meal after the game. Like he gets a ride on the bus to the airport.
Yeah, we didn't give him a prize or anything, but he walked around with this big smile. That's right. Like he really accomplished.
I got to learn. It's a process. You can't get too high. I got too hite.
Yeah.
And then look what happened.
You're cocky. See, you cocky. You win once, man, and you didn't do anything, and you win, and you get all cocky. Hey, Mike, I got a question. The game against San Diego State the other day. So you get the ball, you're up by 3, you turn the ball over, and they launch a half-court shot, right before the buzzer. Your feeling is the ball's in the air. Are you having one of those moments like, it's almost March, or how'd you like it turned out all right? But how do you feel when the ball's in the air? You turn it over like that.
Well, I was tracking it, and it had a chance.
Yeah.
And it hit the back of the rim there. I had feelings of a game I watched, I don't know, maybe a week ago. I think Nevada was involved in it. Where somebody made a half-court shot. I think Nevada hit a half-court shot.
It was
to win
just the other night. It was Tuesday or Wednesday night. Yeah. Same
there you go.
thing.
So I watched that game. So that was my feeling.
Yeah.
That could happen.
Yeah. You wanna vomit for a quick second until it bounces off and your hands go up in the air and you say we won. Hey, last thing, totally off subject. I know you're a golfer. Taylor Gooch, who's a live golfer, said that if Rory McIlroy wins the Masters, it's tainted because a bunch of the live golfers are there. I think it's a bunch of crud. How do you feel about the live golfer saying, well, if I'm not there and he wins the Masters, it's tainted?
Okay, first of all, Taylor Gooch is not a household name.
That's right.
Okay, Roy McIlroy, everybody knows.
Yep.
Okay, I think Taylor Gooch, and you can fact check me on this, has missed more cuts than he has made cuts in major tournaments. And if I'm correct, because I read an article about this, I think his best finish is like one time he's been in the top 50 in a major. So I don't think he can say much of anything about Roy McIlroy and his credentials.
We're on the same page, man. All right, when it's all done, we'll go hit him. Hopefully that's many, many weeks from now. Appreciate you spending some time. Let's do this next week before the tournament. Maybe get you in here next Thursday or Friday before we all head out to Vegas for the conference tournament. But here you are in second place, 2 games to go. You control your own fate as far as getting, second, third. I know you want to be in that second, third because theoretically you would avoid Vegas until the finals, right?
Yeah. And we'll take whatever we get because we're playing with some confidence. But we'll be happy when we get there.
All right. Always good to talk to you. Keep it rolling. They play tomorrow. Get out and see this team. They're exciting. They're fun to watch. They're playing well. They've won 4 of their last 5, 9 out of their last 13. Tomorrow afternoon at the Pit against Nevada, last home game. Mike Bradbury's their head coach. Mike, best of luck to you. Be well.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
All right. See you. That's good. That's really good. And he's right on the Taylor Gooch thing, by the way. I knew he'd have a thought on that. Did you hear it? It almost like that's when he got into his comfort zone.
Yeah.
That with that and explaining to me how JJ won a drill.
Gosh.
JJ's like, damn, why did I tell you about that?
I know.
Why did I tell you about that? I think it's cool.
Got a little too cocky.
Yeah. You kind of got to get out there tomorrow, though. Coach your team.
You do.
Especially that they might have finished third the last 2 times.
Yeah, that's not okay. Kenny Thomas will be here coming up at 9 o'clock. We'll kick it with Kenny. We'll talk about Lowell men's basketball. They got a big one in Boise. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Like and shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here, and I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
He's like, okay, look, Taylor Gooch, you can fact check me. He's missed more cuts than he's made. It's great. It's great.
Hand in the cookie jar, confidence.
That's
Hand
right.
in the cookie jar.
Look at you,
Reach the
shooting
shot, go.
coach. And JJ, yeah. So
Too
good.
cocky after one. What was the first one? Team wins. It went down to sudden death shootout.
And
We
you
were
won.
tied.
And you won.
Bradbury's team and my team.
Yeah.
Tied.
Yeah.
And then he took Mackenzie Curtis.
Yeah.
And I had VNA Cumber.
Oh, you win.
And it was one shot, straight on three.
Yeah.
Sudden death.
V
Cumber
hits
drained it.
I've asked you this bit
All
many
it takes
times
is one.
before. What's cooler than a cucumber? A V-cumber. Yeah. What's cooler than a cucumber? It's a V-cumber. All right, we gave you the Lobo football schedule. Lars is in. I hate this schedule, Hefe. You hate it every year, though, dude. Don't you? He said, I know you're going to get into another segment, but next week Lars will tell you why. Okay, Lars, I look forward to it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's Lars. Maybe it's somebody else who hates it every year. I don't know. Joseph says Lobo schedule's definitely different. My only ask is some Saturday afternoon games. Not too sure how many televised games he'll have. People should not complain about the schedule. It's not like the stadium is packed consistently. Okay. All right. It's a schedule. It's fine. Should they get the only thing is, should they add a 13th, right?
Yeah.
And, it would be a home game. It would be another gate. Is it worth it? That's all. This is on Jerry Jones's, this woman who's claiming that she's Jerry Jones's daughter. As Jerry Jones' child, she'd get half of the fortune. Would she? Again, you don't, if there's a will that says, you don't automatically get anything, do you?
If there's a will, there's a way.
I got that. But I mean, like we have kids, right? If I say, my significant other gets everything, my kid gets, and
You get a train set.
or the cat gets everything, and you got a train set, Todd. Like, it's so funny, right? That's my whole thing. Like, that would be the obvious play here, that she wants to get part of the fortune. But you don't that's not how this works in life.
No, there's a lot of ways to write a will, so there's no guarantees.
And if go ahead.
The only guarantee is that Jerry Jones has one that protects him very well. So
Promise.
yeah, he has 3 kids.
And protects those whom he wants to have his fortune.
Right. So if it's written in a way that each child, and doesn't specifically name them, it could be a type of situation where she could get in there.
All right,
And
then he
this
could
happened with
rewrite.
the
Then it would
Bolins.
rewrite it.
That is a likely scenario. This happened with the Bolins, though. So when he announced the dementia diagnosis, there were 2 kids that weren't
in the will
that were trying to become part of the will. And there was a lot it was a multi-year deal that turned out to be, and it was very messy. So,
all right. Jerry Jones is going to have to take a paternity test, evidently. There's a 27-year-old woman who claims that Jerry Jones is her father. And Jerry Jones' lawyer says she's gotten millions of dollars over the years, that there was a $375,000 payment up front to the mom, and then monthly, annual, and special payments, and then a big lump payments at 24, 26, and another one due at 28. And supposedly that was all to keep the quiet that Jerry, that would never come out. Well, now all of a sudden, that's why I'm not sure how I want to feel about this, right? If you're a 20-something-year-old person, you want to know your dad, but there's another way to do it as opposed to go public. But by the same, is it a money play? Am I supposed to be mad at Jerry? Am I like if he took care of her all these years, they had an agreement? It's not the right way. Look,
it might be a problem between her and her mom.
It might be. I mean, you know how I feel about being a parent, right? And being present and being a father. And so, yeah, I guess, I mean, she got robbed of that, obviously.
Mom made a deal when she was 2 years old.
The mom made a deal, but the daughter didn't, right?
And I bet that's kind of the angle she's probably talking about, is she was not given those opportunities because of the deal her mom made.
How am I supposed to feel about it? How do you guys feel about this? Like, are you...
I don't know enough to really have a strong feeling, but I
I
hope
hate
she's
it.
doing this for the right reasons. And I hope he...
What's the right reason?
To have a relationship with her family.
Yeah. And she might be a wonderful young lady that they would actually like, or she might not be. I don't know. Dude, the drama in the NFL right now between that, you've got, I mean, honestly, the Ballers thing, if you were following 4 storylines, you were following Tyreek Hill and the Instagram model, this, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, right? Which is all of a sudden now taking back seat. And I mean, give me and what? I mean, do you want a football story? You want Aaron Rodgers and how that Jets thing's going, or do you want the Bears story, top of the draft, or
the Mahomes family drama?
It's insane. Want to kick it with Kenny when we come back? Former Lobo great, 11-year NBA veteran. He's Kenny Thomas. Talk hoops, NBA hoops. Wemby against Chet yesterday. Catch a little of that?
Wemby.
Yeah.
He was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
Pistons aren't the worst team in the league anymore, record-wise. Oh, and the Lobos are at Boise State tomorrow, and it's somewhat significant. Opening drive, kicking it with Kenny next. Former Lobo great will be here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This is, was. My family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
And Boise ladies at home against Nevada, and second to final weekend of the regular season in college basketball. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Hey, I got one for you, JJ. I just showed it to you, but everybody complains about you're familiar with the UNMSU phenomenon, where people mix up New Mexico and New Mexico State all the time. And they say, well, it never happens to anybody else. JJ, I just got a text from Ralph showing me a scoreboard from one of these national sites in last night's games, and they've got 20th ranked University of San Diego losing to Loyola Marymount. 20th ranked USD. But there's a difference, because USD is not 20th ranked. San Diego State is. See, it's not just New Mexico and New Mexico State that gets mixed up. The University of San Diego and San Diego State.
When was that?
That's from yesterday. This is last night's games. I don't know what site it is. He sent me a screenshot. But number 20 USD.
So they just got
They just mixed up San Diego State. They think, well, San Diego played. They're ranked 20th. Put it 20.
San Diego State didn't play last night.
I know. USD did, and they put a 20 by their name.
Yeah, so
they mixed them up. That's all I'm saying. They think it's
the right team.
Yeah, but the wrong. But that wouldn't be on the page.
Logo.
It wouldn't be on the page with the top 20 teams. They mixed them up. That's all I'm saying. Hey, what's up, Kenny Thomas?
Jay, man, JJ, you need to leave Jeff alone.
All I'm saying is, look,
I've been around this man. I need to leave him alone.
It says USD ranked 20th. There's a difference between San Diego and San Diego State, right?
Oh yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
They mixed up San Diego State like they do New Mexico State.
Yeah, he's all messed up because he got some San Diego State ties. You guys put that out there.
He just sent me. My guy just sent me a text. That's all. I got New Mexico ties too, and New Mexico State ties, I guess.
Yeah. Whoa.
Well, I mean, I used to call their games too.
Whoa. Who cares?
What are you? Oh, look at you. You're not gonna let me dinner or something because I went to one of their games?
No, but we can go to dinner. We can figure that out. I
can't play golf with you anymore now.
No, summer's coming up. You can play a lot of golf.
I might play today. I mean,
he's always hitting me with this random last minute.
I didn't invite you. I just said I might play.
JJ, let's get him, bro.
I got invited.
What is he doing right now?
I got invited to a game. What's up, man?
Somebody's being spicy this morning.
All right. Can they flush the Air Force game and win in Boise tomorrow?
Yes.
How?
It is possible.
It is possible.
No. Man, I just came from Barela.
Oh, that's right. It's the Friday Power Breakfast at Barelas.
Yes.
Huevos rancheros?
No. 2 eggs, bacon.
That's what you have.
Christmas. Yeah. Signature, man.
Yeah.
Got to post that
You have
thing.
potatoes too?
No, beans. Whole beans.
Oh, that's right. The whole
I'm
beans.
trying to cut out the carbs, bro.
No tortilla?
Oh, of course.
Beans have carbs.
It's potato. It's potatoes or tortilla. Or tortilla. I can't do both.
Which one do you do?
Tortilla.
Okay.
Always tortilla.
What do you mean? It's like there's carbs in beans and tortillas.
Yeah, but the potatoes are fried. Whole beans are good for the system.
So fried adds carbs to them?
Yes, man. It's in grease, bro.
Will you fact check on that, please?
That's the truth. Trust me. Remember, I was this fat kid in college back at UNM,
Nope,
and I got thinner.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, I was a little Pillsbury doughboy back then. That's why they used to call me.
Oh, that was
Shaq
that
of the
picture
Whack.
you posted the other day of your senior year. You and AJ.
Me and AJ. Yep, I got a good dude that does a lot of my posting.
And how they win in Boise, dude?
Well, Boise, it's an interesting situation because they're unique, and once again, it could be one of those trap games because Boise hasn't. They don't get
There's no trap here, man.
Yeah.
You know what's coming at you.
There's no, yeah, you know what's coming, but you got to come out swinging first. You can't, you can't allow them to set the tempo. I feel like if the tempo's controlled and the Lobos are right there on the road, I feel like they got a really, really strong chance of starting this last 3-game opportunity for them to still make some noise right now.
He's Kenny Thomas, by the way. It's Kicking It with Kenny, the former Lobo great and 11-year NBA veteran, and he's in here. This is my feeling, and this is almost bigger than, you know, X's and O's and all that. What Dagenhart does this and whatever. They had to sit on that loss all week.
Oh man,
they had to listen to the noise, and so how much noise do you think they hear?
I wouldn't have went anywhere.
Well, but you have your damn phone in your hand. Back in your day, you didn't have a phone
Yeah.
screaming at you all the time.
Yeah.
Now they do. Like how there was no avoiding all the noise and the junk all week.
Yeah.
How do you get that? And they had the open spot in midweek, so they didn't get to play it. How much does that play? Just like we've got to come back and be better and come out, like, to your point, start really well.
With the loss of Air Force, you got to get off. You got to have some great practices, especially with being off for like 6 days before you actually play again, right? And then at the same time, to a certain extent, when I was playing in college, I didn't look at the news. I didn't do all that. But social media, obviously,
You didn't watch me?
I could just go talk to you.
That's right.
I was young, man. I was young and quiet back then, even more. But you gotta cut out the social media right now to a certain extent, because it's crazy, because there's so many different things going on. But these kids are not gonna stay off of that, right? I feel like if you limit it a little bit and don't allow it to trap you and play head games with you, because there's a lot of noise out there, like you said, and they just got to continue to stay focused, have a good night tonight, like come focused, shoot around if they have shoot around, like whatever the routine is, stay poised. And if they play some good defense, because Boise State got some guys that can go.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got the average size guy in the post that's playing some good basketball.
Omar, what's his name, JJ?
Yeah, what's his name? I should know this,
no,
but
I should too.
I'll know it tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. But the bottom line is, they're Omar Stanley.
Yeah,
Omar
yeah,
Stanley.
yeah. And he does a lot of different things. And he's a guy that's not very athletic, but he plays at a nice tempo to where it's very impactful, right? And I feel like the Lobos need to come out and get JT Nelly going. At least JT going.
Yeah, one of those players inside attacking the basket. It's what the Lobos wanted. The Air Force did a good job walling up inside. But it's, Richard Pitino talks about it all year long, but we haven't seen it enough. And he said, you got to feed the post. You got to feed the post. And is it just a point where this is who they are and it's not coming?
That's a great question. This is a prime example. The Air Force game. There was times that I noticed that their guards were backing off and playing in between and saying basically, hey, shoot the three. Because there wasn't a lot of opportunities for them to get the ball in the post. Like, those are things like they got to work on as far as feeding the post, because obviously, come on, let's keep it real. The Lobos have really been known for their backcourt over the last couple of years, and that's what we anticipated coming in as far as being very impactful. We didn't. I don't think anybody expected JT to come on the scene the way he is, but the way JT's commanding a double team, you got to exploit that. Even though JT might not get the opportunity to score, but the fact that they're double teaming, the defense got to rotate. So that means somebody's going to be open on the perimeter.
What is a good way to work the ball inside? If teams are backing off you a little bit, what are some ways you can get the ball inside?
I really like the way that Emzil came in the last couple games. He had one big game to where he was not settling for the three, and he was penetrating. And when you penetrate, that collapses the defense. And then, hey, Nelly might be open. JT might be open on the weak side. But I feel like if the Lobos, you can't settle for threes. And it's not even about, you can't get caught up in like, hey, we need to prove that we can shoot threes. No, you need to prove that you can actually win games. And they're very more effective when they put the ball on the floor and they're attacking. They're unbelievable, man. And once they get to that point.
On his point on getting the ball into the bigs, and you talked about getting Nelly going, what did you do to get open when you were being denied? and so I say this because the Lobos aren't a good 3-point shooting team, right? So defending them, I want to defend against the penetration, and I want to keep the ball out of the post. So when you got double teamed all the time,
double and triple team,
frustrated. So how do you deal with the frustration, the physical piece of it, and how do you get the ball? To me, when we used to coach, move the ball around and get them off, reverse the ball and get you to the other side. But how'd you get open?
So when we came down on offense, if we settled or if there was nothing there, I would always run to the middle of the paint and pick a side of the paint where I'm going to go to. And that's basically based off of where the ball is. So I'm not going to limit myself to go to the right, especially if the ball goes to the left side.
So you're going
right?
strong side.
So I'm going strong side. That's what I was always taught. I was always first option, right?
Yep.
Then if that didn't happen, then it was a cross screen for me to go to the other
Come
side.
down. Someone comes up.
Yeah. This is when they were triple teaming me. So we had to have a response. And then Clayton would be the one pinning down, and then I would pop up and shoot threes. And then in transition, I was the one getting the rebound. So, hey, we're out running. So I'm trailing. You got to keep in mind, I was playing the 4. So the 4 can't get out. The 5.
You were playing the
I was
5.
playing the 5. So the
4
5 can't get out and guard me like that, especially in transition. Yeah. So I used to just let it fly at the top of the key. But my biggest thing is I would like to see a little bit more high-low, like maybe Nelly or JT flash into the high post, because if they're denying it, like I would love to see the bigs play a little bit more of two-man game, because that's what Clayton Shields played the 4, and that's what we did. And it's a matter of bouncing off of each other, and you have to go for reads. But I feel like there's a lot of options, which is too many options, especially when they have transition. But I feel like they've gotten a lot better in the pick and roll.
Dude, he was really good. Like, he was really good. I know you look at him now and go, that guy right there? But
Thank you, bro.
But he was really good.
It was hard, man, because my freshman year, it was one of those things to where, I'm here, right? People didn't know. It's kind of like what JT's going through right now. Then when you're in college for the next 4 years, 3 years after your freshman year, people are scouting, right? Like you have to come up with other ways to try and score.
They got coaches in video too.
Oh my man. Like it was unreal. Even when we played like UConn in the NCAA tournament, they packed the paint. Like they weren't gonna let me get off. So this is where the perimeter should have more opportunities, but I think it's a little bit late in the season right now.
What kind of games does House have? I think this is going to be really interesting to watch. I think he's honestly, I really find, we've talked about everybody else. He's had to sit on that, and he's an emotional young man.
Yeah.
I really, really, really like him. I think he goes off tomorrow.
There's going to be a lot of emotion, and there should be a lot of energy. Don't get discouraged if the Lobos are not scoring in the beginning, right? Because it's a matter of getting settled in to where you're playing the type of basketball that they're supposed to be playing on the road, because it's going to be a roller coaster, because Boise's going to go on a run, but you got to stay within striking distance to where you're being on the road to where you still have a chance to be able to execute, especially coming down the stretch.
That's the thing. It's the character of this team late in the season. They know they're good enough. But even when you know you're good enough, you have to go out there and execute. And this is one thing with this Lobo team. They have responded this year.
Yeah.
And everyone said they haven't lost 2 in a row. They also really haven't been in this position going into an environment like this off a loss. Sold out building, Boise State. But this is what you want.
Boise State sells out?
Yeah, they sold out.
Sold out. Oh, my bad. See, so I was wrong in the beginning when I said that, because I thought it was like an Air Force trap game.
This is sold out.
Because they don't get a lot of people, right? Yeah. But
they're playing for a league championship still.
Yeah, right. They're top 2. I think they're tied with Utah State, right?
They're 2.
10-4. So it's just crazy how it's working out, because this is where we can determine if the Lobos are right where they're supposed to be, especially playing these 2 games. And you can't leave out Fresno State. And Fresno State's playing better ball than Air Force right now. And Air Force, Fresno State almost beat San Diego State.
Utah State.
There we go.
It was overtime the other night.
There we go.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it's going to come down to energy. House, to answer your question from before, Jeff, I didn't answer it. I feel like House is going to bring a lot of energy, a lot of emotion. Keep that in check to a certain extent, because we don't need no random situations of him being in 4 fouls again because of emotional fouls that make no sense. And you're probably not gonna want to hear this out there, but Mashburn's my guy, man. I feel like if he plays well and he gets off to a good start, knocking down some mid-range shots, and especially like he's been knocking down the three a little bit as of late. But if he gets going, I feel like it's going to be a good game.
Big NBA week. I want to talk to Kenny about the NBA when we get back. You had LeBron outscoring the Clippers. They came back from 21 the other night. They won again last night. We had Wemby versus Chet Holmgren last night. So there's a lot going on. We'll get into some NBA stuff with Kenny when we come back. We're kicking it with Kenny. Reminder, we're going to be at the Mountain West Conference Tournament. JJ and I will be there. The opening drive comes to you from Vegas, not next week, but the weekend or the week after. Thank you to the partners who are making sure that we are there for you. Enchanted Mechanical, the heating and cooling doctor. Airport parking, easier, quicker, smarter. Coleman Vision, perfect game. And the Frontier Restaurant in Albuquerque, tradition for more than 50 years. Thanks for being with us this morning. More with Kenny Thomas. Kicking it with Kenny. We'll go through the NBA next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here, and I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer.
A city, 132-118. Kind of crazy. The bottom of the standings beat the top of the standings. But it was Wemby versus Chet Holmgren. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. We're kicking it with Kenny Thomas, former Lobo great, 11 years in the NBA.
Yes, sir.
And Victor Wembanyama, 28 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists last night. Chet Holmgren, who's in his second year but still considered a rookie because he didn't play last year. So he's not in his second year, but he's second year kind of he was injured. 23, 7, and 5. So Wemby beat him last night. Wemby's different. You said you played against Sean Bradley, Manute Bol. This guy's, I mean, he may kind of have the same body, but this is a different cat.
Oh, it's totally different. And I like the fact that he's in the situation with the Spurs to where they're going to develop him, probably get him a lot bigger. I just know how that organization is because I used to go down there in the summer for my last 6 years in the NBA and train with them in the summer with Tim Duncan and Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. So I know that program is going to get him right. And Pop, the fact that Pop is still around and he's the leading winning is coach in the NBA right now. The fact that he's still around, he sees something there because there's a lot of respect there.
Even though they've got the worst record in the West, but that means they're going to get another good draft pick. And I mean, I don't know who's coming out. Like when you look at this,
for them, it's.
I mean, Zach Edey. You're going to put Zach Edey.
That honestly, if you're
it's not a bad idea.
San Antonio, you're going to have another lottery pick. I would even for that lottery pick for a star player.
Then somebody go down
instead of just saying, "Hey, let's bring in another 19-year-old to sit here."
Give me an
Wemby.
Anthony Edwards. Give me something like that.
Start thinking about that because what I like about Victor Wembanyama is he's breaking all these records, doing these things, and people ask him at post game like, "Oh, can you believe you're the first person to do this since whoever?" And he's like, "But we didn't win."
Yeah.
And so he's not just settling for, "Oh, that's cool, I'm breaking records." Like this dude wants to win, and that is big to me. Is like he is like, let's go out there and win some of these games. He has that mindset.
Yeah, I love that too.
Yeah, I do you see Victor as a 4? I don't see him as a 5 because getting another big for him might not be a bad idea because at the guard, at the 1-2, they're pretty legit.
So what you're
Maybe
saying
it's a
is Zach
3.
Edey as a traditional 5, and he's a gigantic human.
Ain't gonna survive in the NBA.
You don't think?
You don't think?
He'll play 20 minutes a game.
That's it?
Not gonna get up and down the floor.
How many minutes is he playing now?
Well, it's a lot different when you slow the game down, 35 second shot clock, walking it up and down.
I see what he's saying, but
give me 25 minutes of him on the floor. I mean, it's interesting. I never thought of it this way with him as a 5 and then having Wemby float, although I love him defensively as a 5.
Yeah, because Wemby's like that guy, like a KG I see, right? Like, to a certain extent, you can play inside, you can play outside. He's going to do whatever he wants.
7 feet 5, man.
You know what I mean? Like, KG's 7 feet, though, right?
Yeah.
So
He's
he does so many different things, right? So it would be interesting to see. But I feel like they need a 3 and a 5.
All right. Let's go from.
They can definitely get that. He doesn't have to be a star dude. Like you look at, all right, the dude to play center, Zubac is playing center for the Clippers. He's fine. Role like
I
that.
like him.
Yusuf Nurkic, his son, just basic, solid 5 dude.
Yeah, this is a different game though too right now. The game is played behind the perimeter a lot anyway.
Right.
The only person that's a traditional post up guy, DC, is Joker, right?
Yeah, but he can go outside too, right? I mean, and he's hitting big threes all the time.
But this is a guy that knows how to really take advantage of the situation by going in the post.
From one of the youngest stars in the league to, I mean, that guy, he's 39 years old. LeBron outscored the Clippers 19-16. They came back from 21 down. That's why people still say, well, yeah, but the Lakers, even though they're sitting in the 9 slot, that was pretty stunning the other night.
Man, I'm not surprised because I told you the Warriors, the Lakers are going to make a move, and they're doing it at the right time. And the respect that LeBron has, and he's still playing at a high level. I just saw Darvin Ham go up to him and give him so much love after coming back for 21, right? And this is another guy that's about to play on the USA team, which they just came out with that list this summer too. So there's a lot of different opportunities for LeBron. It's going to be interesting to see how many more years he plays, right? I say he plays at least 3-4 more years, maybe.
What did you make of him going after everybody? There was a mock draft this week. Was it ESPN, JJ? Did a mock draft, not this summer's mock draft, but next 2025.
Okay.
And it had his son Bronny as a second round pick, number 39 overall in next year's mock draft. Whatever, that's what people do. He's the one who started the conversation, saying that I want to stick around and play with my son. And then he went off on people. Let him be a kid. Let him enjoy college. I'm not sure you get to plant the seed that says I want to play with my son. I have him play in the NBA. His son is scoring 5 points a game as a freshman at USC, and then nobody else gets to talk about it. Yeah. I'm not sure. It just felt so hypocritical to me.
I totally agree with you. But he's LeBron James, right?
I think so.
And he's one of those guys that has a lot of different opportunities, and he's gone from team to team that he's actually wants to go play for. And if he wants his son on the team, hey, he's going to get his son on that team.
Have you watched Bronny play?
Yeah.
Bronny's nice. Is he an NBA player?
It's going to be interesting to see because of size, right? I think size is the key factor.
If his name was Kenneth
an NBA
Thomas.
player, the answer to that is yes. Because you know who's on the bench for the Milwaukee Bucks? Giannis' brother.
Yeah, got a point there.
That's fair enough. I mean, I guess I can get
The most action he gets, he goes on the court trying to fight.
He gets the technical.
Is that the best job in the world? Like being the 13th guy on the NBA team? So you live the NBA life, you get the NBA women, you get the NBA money, and the only time that you're in the game is a blowout. It's like if you're the third string quarterback, you go and you're getting beat up.
You're getting checks, bro.
Yeah.
And you're sitting on TV and people are seeing you on that bench.
And you're in the club at night and you get all the, I mean.
That gets old, though.
Does it? All right.
I'm getting old, too.
I mean, everything gets old, I imagine. I imagine. All right, Embiid's talking about coming back. If he can come back, I say play, right?
Yeah.
Make a run.
Oh, yeah. That MVP, done. He's a guy that's known for being hurt, but you got to give credit to my Sixers. I like the fact that they brought in Kyle Lowry, and I feel like he's a good addition to the perspective of having a general on the court, to where he's won a title in Canada with the Raptors, and he knows how to win. And I have a lot of respect for him. One day in Sacramento, I saw him at the hotel, and he called me old head. I'm like, what? I can't believe Kyle Lowry just called me old head. But yeah, that does happen.
It happens.
Yeah, but it came from another NBA player, which is actually
it
cool.
wouldn't come from me. I never.
No, you're my old head. JJ's the young buck.
Kenny will be over on News Radio. KK will be tomorrow right after Lobo basketball. Him and Brandon Ortega. He gets a 6 o'clock start, so he'll be on about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Lobo Live. You get to call in and talk to Kenny about the Lobos and Boise State. He'll be back in with us on Tuesday. Big weekend for you?
Yeah. That's it.
All
I
right.
just have the Lobo game.
All right. Enjoy it. Go to Albertsons up on Tramway and Academy and get his.
See, this is why you're my
Legacy
old
wines.
head.
That's right.
Kenny Thomas Wines. They're in Santa Fe too. Yeah, check that out and follow me. Kenny
tried
Thomas
his wine
NBA.
yet? Have you tried his wine yet?
I have not.
Can't put JJ on the spot. He don't know no better, man.
You know, he picked a team and he won a drill on the road with Lobo Women's Basketball. He was like you pick shooting drills at the end of practice.
Yeah.
His team won. I think that means he got to go on the bus then. He got a ride to the airport.
You're gonna take that crap? Oh, come on, man.
I got too cocky.
This
Man,
guy's
the
throwing
team
some
finished
shots today right now.
It's it's March 1st. Enjoy the weekend.
Man, thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you, DC.
He is Kenny Thomas. That was Kicking It with Kenny. We'll come back. JJ, me, DC. I got all kinds of stuff for you. It's warm in here, dude. It went from being ice cold to being warm. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
The Mountain West is red hot.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete.
Chattanooga State, I think.
No.
No.
Who was our first game this year? Because I think I called it.
I did a mild breakdown. I remember that.
It was Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee State.
Yeah, that's because I remember. Ja'Cory Cross.
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah, it was Tennessee State. Yeah, I did that. All right, it says Jeffrey Juan Jose, while we were waiting for the scout, here's what I found out about Montana State. Bobcats are feeling good going into 2024. Coming off a 1-point loss in the first round of the state tournament. Coach Brent Vigen, remember his name was up for this job, feels they'll be aided by a great recruiting class. The one wild card is whether the guys from Bozeman can walk out of University Stadium with an upset. Is their offensive line play? It'll be completely rebuilt. Everyone from the 2023 squad is in the transfer portal. Well, it's just like UNM. You have any idea what they're going to be? I mean, you think you know who their quarterback's going to be, but I mean, you got a new coaching staff and camp and new players. And I mean, tell me what you think you know about Lobo football. That's right.
Nothing.
That's right. I mean, honestly. And Richard Pitino said this about basketball. I mean, an Aggie fan, you probably feel the same way. Tell me what you know about your team. Nothing, right? This is gonna be year to year, man. It's kind of crazy. But I don't know what I think. I mean, we'll go through spring and we'll see all these guys, and a bill will come out. When I went last year to fall practice, JJ, I know you felt the same way. But Bill wearing number 5, right?
Yep.
I remember going out there the first time. I'm like, who is that dude right there? Like he just was different. They were like, oh yeah, this is just Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. He came from Alabama State. He's kind of taken the running back room by storm. And I'm like, wow, he just looked different. And he became all conference, and now he's at Arizona, and he's making NIL money, and he's killing it. And that's going to happen this year, both in spring and in fall practice. But with the schedule out, and I don't know. This is okay. If you want to tell me they're going to win 2 games or 8 games, I mean, okay. 8 games might be a push. But I mean, if you look at that schedule and you say, all right, can they win 6 games? It's a hard schedule. Can they beat Montana State? I mean, I don't know what New Mexico State's going to be. Air Force is always good. Utah State was a bowl team. Colorado State is getting better, I think. Wyoming won a bowl game. San Diego State is who they are. Washington State seems like they're going to be good. It's a hell of a schedule, man. It's a tough schedule. 505-246-0610 is where we are today. 888-922-0610. Emails come in this morning, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. All right, so, JJ, we just talked a little basketball with Kenny. I firmly believe, X's and O's are X's and O's. Like, Leon Rice is going to do his thing at Boise State. Richard Pitino is going to do his thing at New Mexico. The emotion in this game, to me, is you're going to learn a lot about this Lobo basketball team if you don't already know. How do they respond a week off, sitting and stewing on that crap that they had to deal with all week long, right? All the mess that they had to listen to, losing to Air Force. And I think the House thing is fascinating, how he responds on tomorrow. And I think he's going to play really well.
I agree with you on that. I have zero concern about Jalen House or any issues other than if he happens to get in foul trouble. But I don't think it will be because he's not focused or not playing well. He's going to play hard. And you look at that 4th foul, it was one of the ones where
it over-aggressive.
Yeah.
It was just, yeah.
So I think that's part
of coaches will tell you all the time, like I'll take aggression fouls. Like guys who are playing hard. Now, Jalen's got to know the situation, know how important he is to that team, and that he can't get that foul. That was a bad foul coming like 12 seconds after he just got his 3rd.
Then you look at Richard Pitino, and he made the decision to make an extended message to Jalen House, and then he's looking at his team and saying, hey, hasn't been the best game, but the Lobos were up 5 with 4.5 minutes to go. He's just looking at that lineup saying, all right, let's just stick with it. Let's keep going.
And then he lost. They lost
by 1.
Like somebody said on Monday that you've got to send a message that you've got to discipline. Yeah, but you got to beat Air Force.
Honestly, Jalen House doesn't need to.
I agree with you. I
there's
totally
no
agree with
discipline
you.
that needs to be sent. He picked up a bad 4th foul.
I can't agree with you more. And the coach has said many times, and you and I agree, that kid's the heartbeat of the team, right? You give me a Jalen House, and I'll take all, whatever negative you think there is, I'll take that with all the positive.
Because you look at the amount of games that they played this season, and how many where you go and be like, oh, 3, 4, like if we went back of games where the foul trouble was a problem for Jalen House
there
versus.
Was a few. There was a St. Mary's game, right?
Yeah. Okay, when was that?
Yeah, it was early in the season.
So what message would you need to send on?
Well, I get it.
Saturday
And by the way, other dudes get in foul trouble too. When JT Toppin gets in foul trouble, you don't tell me, oh, he's too aggressive. Yeah. No, I mean, dudes get in foul trouble sometimes. And again, that was a bad 4th foul. But it's not one that I would have put him on the bench for the rest of the game for. But that's why I'm not the coach. Paul, you want to talk about the transfer portal? Good morning, Paul. You're on the Sports Animal. How you living?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, Paul. What's up?
I think the transfer portal is kind of crooked. You know what I mean? I hear guys on there being like 6, 7-year seniors. So,
well,
I think there's a.
Yeah, I think that's part of that's the COVID thing, right? And there's COVID, then there's an injury year. But, yeah, that's not all about the transfer portal, why they're getting 6-7 years. You got a seventh-year guy on your team right now. But, yeah, the portal has made things uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's true. But I just have some, ideas that I think would make it go, smoother.
What's that?
So we could have guys playing immediately and stuff. So I think if we just kept them back, hold them back in, 5th grade for a little bit, and then I think it would be, a lot smoother.
Interesting.
Because then they'll be older.
All right. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hold them back in 5th grade because they'll be older. I mean, how old is Jamal Baker? 24? 25? All right. It's an interesting thought. They're still going to want to transfer, man. They're still going to want to go. They're still going to say, I don't like this situation, and the grass is greener, and there's more NIL money there, and I want to go do something else, and there is. Mike, you want to talk about Jalen House? Good morning, Mike. You're on the Sports Animal.
Good morning. Hey, it's going to be interesting this weekend. I'm optimistic and nervous at the same time. But hey, with that last game, House, when he got his 3rd foul, he looked at the coach, he waved back the player, and I think what was created was after he got that 4th foul was the coach had to be a little frustrated from not pulling him. But at the end of the game, I think you got an opportunity. If they go into overtime, you still have House in the game. So I think you got to kind of hedge your bet that you might be going into overtime, and you want House to be able to be in that sequence.
I kind of want to get to overtime, and I need House to get that. I get all that, and I don't want him to foul out. But you know what? The dude was sitting on the bench, right? He never got back in the game. He didn't foul out, and I didn't get to go and get the benefit of House. There's no certainty you win the game with House in there. I just am not sitting my senior leader for 17 minutes, and with a tight game. I'm just not a guy who is proven to be pretty good down the stretch. And yeah, he made a silly foul. For me, I mean, you didn't get there, right? I mean, like Pete Gillen says, you're the richest guy in the graveyard.
Hey, can I throw something else out there?
Yeah.
House, how many times have they sat him because of foul trouble this year? And he gets thrown in there, and he goes in pissed and drops dimes.
That's my point.
I mean, back-to-back threes. I mean, I've seen him do that, so it's an interesting conversation both ways.
Yeah.
But I think I agree. He's solid out there. But you know what we're getting a little extra point is, our guards are they used to be dropping the layups on steals. San Diego was just swatting them off. They really ride their coattail. They throw it up on a layup, and they're swatting it off the backboard.
Yeah, they're trailing.
What if they did like, what was his name from BYU? He was notorious for stopping his dribble and getting run over by
the jump stop. Yeah, the jump stop and watch the guy come over the top. Yeah. I mean, that's a way to do it too if you're smaller and getting them blocked. All right, man. Appreciate the call. Enjoy the weekend.
Later.
So I think he said you want House for overtime. Well, you didn't get to overtime. I mean, look, I get it. If he fouls out, he's sitting on the bench. But you know what? He was sitting on the bench, and he still had more eligibility. I'm using him. I mean, I'm using him until I can't use him anymore. He is. You keep telling me he's one of your best players.
And I think that was Rich Pitino frustrated with House?
I'm sure he was.
Absolutely was in the moment. But this point in the season, this point in Jalen House's career, there's no message that needs to be sent. Like, there's not I have to discipline. No, you're not doing that at this point. I mean, just pick up a bad 4th foul there, get him back on the floor.
By the way, other dudes, bad fouls. I watch it all the time. And, there was 2 games ago. When was the game Toppin didn't play a lot in the second half? He was in foul trouble, and he never came back.
The Aztec game. A lot
it was the Aztec game. Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. We'll get you ready for the weekend. You still have time to get in. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Keep them coming on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Get into the sink on the offense. Here's Renfro. Renfro throws up a wild one and scores.
So turning potential lemons into lemonade is Archuleta. Steverson pulls up from deep. Are you kidding?
he's going to go up with it. No good. Too strong. Loose ball. Going to get kicked right into the hands of Jackson. Here comes Mitchell. Mitchell puts that one in. A little bit of a baby dunk, but
drive, looking to spin. Blocked from behind by Creighton Johnson. 3-on-2 for Sandia. Thomas Adams goes all the way, and he's fouled.
Look out, layup.
Lund
There
in
we
transition,
go.
get out the phone, slam dunk, David Lund.
Dyer. Dyer is going to get that one absolutely sent back.
A floater from 5 feet, stolen away. Steverson, here comes the money. Dunk.
Three, and that could be a dangerous thing for El Dorados. That's just going to be stolen by Chavez, and he's going to put that one down.
Pius 30, Highland 26, Lincoln on the inbound. Lincoln going to try to get to the three-point line. He steps back, puts up the three. Yes! At the buzzer, Jesus Lincoln. McConnell stops his dribble under 5 seconds. Stolen away by Hernandez. Hornets on the move. Hernandez going to get the shot up, and it goes at the buzzer. Back-to-back buzzer beaters for Highlands.
Looking to find some space. He does. Puts it up with the right hand. No, Steverson.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom. Boom!
Coming in late today. 505-246-0610. We'll get in as many as we can as we roll towards the weekend here on the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Dan, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up, Dan?
Hey, fellas, how you doing? Hey, I was talking about the Lobos here. They're a growing club. But let's look at them. They can possibly take 2 out of 3 of their next 3 games, possibly sweep. They go in a tourney, they go deep, possibly win, go to the championship game, get an NCAA tournament berth, maybe win a game in there, okay? What did that Air Force game mean? And I don't think the Lobos are not capable of doing that. What would that Air Force game look back at? As a character builder. That Air Force game is going to be a character builder for this team. Let's see what they can do. I believe in them. I believe in the coach, and I believe in this team. And we all feel this, like as fans, you all feel this. But these guys, how do you think that team feels? Yeah. They know exactly what they did, and they're going to prove their mettle. And you're going to see this. And I have a good thing that I have a good feeling they're going to make a deep, deep run. And I'm sick and tired of you Lobo fans, all of you, turning into Frankie Pantangeli in a bathtub. Okay, knock it off. Enjoy what you got. That's all I got, fellas. They're going to win this weekend, and they're going to keep on winning, babe. Take care.
Good. Thanks, Dan. No, it could be a character builder, right? I mean, we'll see. If they go on the run that he's talking about, we're going to look back and say Air Force was the turning point. It woke us up. We were getting complacent, and we realized we can't just roll the balls out and build character, right? Yeah, we'll see. CJ, how you feeling? Good morning.
Man, long time, Jeffrey. How you doing,
Good
brother?
to hear you. What's happening?
I was at the Isleta Albertsons yesterday with an armful of dishwashing soap and a bag of bread and all that kind of stuff. And homie just cornered me. I'm wearing my old Lobos hoodie that I wore to Salt Lake for the Harvard thing.
Oh, for the Harvard
thing.
thing.
Dude just corners me out of nowhere. And he's like, hey, we're okay, man. We're okay. I was like, and my wife's, like trying to get baby formula and stuff like that. And he's all, listen, this is the rocket fuel that they needed to go all the way. We are okay. I mean, 5 minutes, Jeff.
Welcome to my life, dude.
And
mean,
that's
seriously.
That's what a good Lobo team brings to this town, man.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
That's so good.
Did Surprised you still have the sweatshirt.
Yeah. Did you still get the formula and everything? Wife was okay?
Yeah, we got it. We got it all handled. You know what? Maybe I'll retire this.
Maybe.
But I'm looking at this thing, and it's just awesome.
Yeah,
it's just so brutal.
Great story.
All right, man.
See you, man.
Have a good one.
That's my life, man. Everywhere I go right now. We are 3 hoodies in your ear right now, by the way. Just orange, green, and gray. 3 hoodies in your ear in the morning. He's got a point, though. And I told you the story. The Lobos lose to Air Force on Saturday. And I went to La Noche Encantada, the big gala here at the convention center, the Hispano Chamber event. There were about 2,000 people there. And if I had, and I did have 100 conversations, probably more, 80% of them were about the Lobos. Everybody wanted to talk about the Lobos that night. Everybody, and I understand who I am and what I do, and that's people want to talk. And there's times, and I'm not going to lie, some of you have my number, and you'll call me at 10:40, and dude, I gotta go do my other job. I can't extend our show just for you right now. Like there's been times that I can't answer it, but that's all anybody want to talk about, and he's not wrong. I've been in the grocery store, I've been at the restaurant, and people come up and that's what the Lobos having a good, exciting team does for this town. He's not wrong. And I think it's good for the town.
It's fantastic. Luckily, no one knows what I look like, so I don't run into that
you
problem.
Need makeup.
But
you need permanent makeup.
Yes, I was informed this morning that
you gotta get
that's why no one's looking at my face, because I don't have permanent makeup on. That was made very clear to me as a sweet deal.
You guys need permanent makeup.
No hesitation.
She stared right at
me.
Yes, she did. I'm
like, oh, this could be great. Bunch of dudes listening. Do it for your lady. It looks right at me. Oh, guys can do it. Okay.
You need it. Yeah, you need permanent makeup.
Got it.
By the way, it's on our website, sports.wbq.com. Click on the sweet deal. It's so good. Yeah, you need it. But it is. It's look, the talk of the town, and I think they turn around. I got a weird feeling they win tomorrow. Text line says it's funny how everyone's criticizing Pitino for not putting House in, but they don't want a criticism for never adapting the defense to the flow of the game and stopping Air Force from hitting so many threes. Greek freak. I think he's been he's taking his hits for that too.
He's taking hits for everything.
Yeah, he's been taking hits for everything. I mean, in this conversation we're talking about House.
And sometimes the other team can play through your adjustments. Like Air Force was having one of those games. Because it's an unacceptable loss. There's people that have that mindset. Like UNM didn't do anything. They just let it happen. Now, sometimes you get beat, you put on your heels, and you don't respond well enough. Because you don't think they're adjusting things in a timeout. They just didn't execute in the final moment.
David says on House, Jeff, who are you blaming? Pitino for keeping House on the bench till late in the game because he picked up 2 stupid fouls at the beginning of the second half and not being able to trust him to play with fouls? Or House for getting upset and sulking for refusing to come in the game when you think it's too late to come into the game? Maybe it's not too late for the coach to prove to the player that if he gives up on the team, then they're better off without him, unless he gets on board. Remember, he's gone in a few weeks either way. Hopefully they hashed it out this week. And David, that's the piece that I'm unclear on still. And I know some people, I didn't see the sulking, the refusal. I saw him walking to go into the game and him being waved away. That's what I saw, right? That was what was on the video. Some of you have said he sulked and refused to go in the game. Has that ever been confirmed that he refused to go in or said, why are you putting me in now? Yeah. And so look, David, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not blaming anybody, right? They lost the game. If you want to put blame, I mean, they're both responsible for whatever, right? Coach has to take it. Players have to take it. All I'm saying is we sit here and talk about it, I would have put House in the game. If I'm riding my best players, and you keep telling me, and I believe he is your best, if not one of your best players.
Well, some people aren't telling you that because some people still are hanging on the fact that somehow Jalen House is a problem for this team. Are you seriously thinking that?
I think that's what David's saying.
David's saying this dude has an attitude problem with 3 games left in regular season of his following year at UNM.
Yeah, that guy plays with more emotion than, and again, that's not fair, right? Everybody displays their emotion differently. He plays with a lot of emotion, a lot of heart, a lot of grit.
He does a little extra, and people don't like it. And they're never going to forgive him for chewing on his mouthpiece or showing emotion after hitting a big shot.
Yeah. And David, you're not wrong. That was a stupid foul. The second one was it was a bad foul. And Jalen would tell you that. But again, am I proving a point at the cost of losing that game to show him that was a bad foul? I mean, all of these things you got to beat Air Force. Now, if he's in there, do I win the game? There's no guarantee. There isn't. But I know the track record of this team and what they are with Jalen House on the floor and what they're not. Right? They lose often with Jalen House not on the floor as opposed to win with him not on the floor. That's all I'm saying. Thank you to Mike Bradbury, Lobo women's basketball coach. He was here today. So was Kenny Thomas. Have a great, safe weekend. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is here at 4 o'clock. And then we're back Monday morning with award-winning radio starting at 7 a.m. JJ's got Lobo women's basketball tomorrow. 2 o'clock tip, 1:30 pregame right here on these
half off tickets.
Get out there and enjoy that team. That's a fun team. I think you'll enjoy it. Adrian, great week. DC, it was fun, man. This is a fun week. Be good to each other. Have a great, safe weekend, boys and girls. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing, and we will smell you on Monday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here, and I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space, and you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spout, get ready.
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother.